Before dawn, somewhere along a hostile coastline, a convoy quietly leaves the mouth of an underground tunnel. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary group of military trucks. But hidden among them is a mobile missile launcher carrying a weapon capable of threatening warships hundreds of miles away. Within minutes, it can stop, raise its launcher, fire, and disappear before anyone even realizes what happened. For decades, this kind of shoot-and-scoot tactic has been one of the greatest challenges in modern warfare. Mobile launchers don't stay in fixed bases. They hide inside mountains, move under the cover of darkness, blend into civilian traffic, and constantly change positions. Finding one in time can feel like searching for a single moving needle in a desert the size of a country. So how do you stop a missile that hasn't even been launched? The answer is surprisingly simple in theory, but incredibly difficult in practice. You don't wait for the missile to appear on radar. You hunt the launcher before it ever gets the chance to fire. For the United States Navy, this mission has become one of the most important tasks in modern naval warfare. An anti-ship missile launched from the coast can threaten destroyers, cruisers, and even aircraft carriers operating hundreds of miles offshore. Every minute that launcher remains hidden increases the danger to the fleet. But the launcher has one advantage: it knows the terrain. The Navy has another advantage: it can see far beyond the horizon. Long before a pilot starts an engine or a missile rises into launch position, an invisible network of satellites, surveillance aircraft, unmanned systems, and intelligence analysts is already watching for the smallest clue that something unusual is happening. The hunt begins long before the first shot is fired. And once the first clue appears, a race against time begins, one that could decide whether a missile ever leaves its launcher at all. The hunt has begun. Somewhere below, the missile launcher continues moving across the landscape. Its crew follows a carefully planned route, avoiding major roads, minimizing radio transmissions, and using the terrain to stay hidden. Every minute they remain undetected brings them one step closer to launching their missile. But staying invisible is far more difficult than it used to be. Modern naval warfare doesn't rely on a single satellite or one surveillance aircraft. Instead, it depends on an intelligence network where every sensor contributes one piece of a much larger puzzle. On their own, those pieces reveal very little. Together, they expose the target. The first clues often come from space. Infrared early warning satellites continuously monitor the Earth for unusual thermal activity, while reconnaissance satellites capture detailed imagery of areas showing suspicious movement. Yet neither system tells the whole story. Clouds can block optical imagery, and heat signatures alone cannot always identify a vehicle. That's why the search immediately expands. Synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, provides another layer of awareness. Unlike traditional cameras, SAR uses radar waves to produce images day or night, through clouds, smoke, and even blowing dust. Fresh tire tracks across remote terrain, disturbed ground near a tunnel entrance, or an unexpected vehicle moving through an isolated valley can all become valuable clues. The search then shifts closer to the battlefield. The Navy's MQ-4C Triton patrols enormous areas for hours at a time, maintaining persistent surveillance over the maritime environment, while the P-8A Poseidon monitors activity across coastal regions, helping build a clearer picture of what is happening near the shoreline. At the same time, intelligence specialists analyze intercepted communications and radar emissions, searching for electronic fingerprints that may reveal the launcher's position. No single sensor wins the hunt. Thousands of images, radar returns, electronic signals, and surveillance reports are combined into one operational picture. Advanced data analysis helps highlight patterns, but experienced analysts still make the final assessment. Slowly, scattered clues begin pointing to the same moving target. The launcher has finally been identified. Now the mission enters its most dangerous phase. Finding the target was only the beginning. Stopping it before it fires is the responsibility of the U.S. Navy's Carrier Strike Group. Within seconds of the launcher's position being confirmed, the information is transmitted across a secure military network to the force responsible for taking action, the U.S. Navy's Carrier Strike Group. Hundreds of miles offshore, an aircraft carrier is already operating as a floating command center. Every ship and aircraft within the strike group shares the same operational picture, allowing commanders to react almost instantly as new intelligence arrives. The hunt is no longer about finding the launcher. It's about stopping it before time runs out. High above the fleet, the E-2D Hawkeye expands that battlefield picture even further. Acting as the carrier strike group's airborne command and control platform, it tracks aircraft, monitors the surrounding airspace, and coordinates information flowing between ships, aircraft, and commanders. Every update helps refine the launcher's position as it continues moving across difficult terrain. But tracking the target is only part of the challenge. The missile launcher is protected by air defense radars and electronic surveillance systems designed to detect approaching aircraft. Before any strike can begin, those defenses must be disrupted. That's where the 18G Growler enters the mission. Rather than dropping bombs, the Growler attacks the enemy's ability to see and communicate. Using advanced electronic warfare systems, it can jam radar signals, interfere with communications, and complicate the enemy's ability to build an accurate picture of the battlefield. Even a brief period of confusion can create the opening needed for a successful strike. At the same time, Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers stand ready to launch Tomahawk land attack missiles if long-range precision fires are required, while A-18 Super Hornets prepare for a rapid attack using the latest target coordinates transmitted through secure tactical data links. Every second matters. The launcher is following classic shoot-and-scoot tactics, constantly changing position, attempting to disappear among civilian traffic, natural terrain, or hidden tunnel networks. Any delay could allow it to reach its firing point or vanish once again. The carrier strike group has only one opportunity. The target is moving. The missile is almost ready. And the order to engage is about to be given. After hours of tracking, the launcher finally slows to a stop. Hidden inside a remote valley, its crew begins preparing for launch. Hydraulic systems lift the missile into firing position while final targeting data is loaded. From the ground, everything appears calm. But far beyond the horizon, the U.S. Navy is already watching every move. The carrier strike group has only a brief window to act. Before any weapon is released, commanders must be certain they have the correct target. Every available source, satellite imagery, radar data, surveillance aircraft, and electronic intelligence, is compared one final time. False alarms, civilian vehicles, and decoys must be ruled out. Precision matters because in modern warfare, striking the wrong target can carry enormous strategic consequences. Once the target is confirmed, the operation moves with remarkable speed. Electronic warfare aircraft work to disrupt the enemy's ability to detect or coordinate a response, while strike aircraft and naval forces receive the final engagement order. Whether the mission calls for carrier-based aircraft or long-range precision weapons depends on the situation, but the objective never changes: destroy the launcher before it can fire. Seconds later, the hunt is over. The launcher is neutralized before its missile ever leaves the rail. A battle damage assessment follows immediately, using satellites, surveillance aircraft, and other intelligence assets to confirm the result and determine whether additional threats remain nearby. Even after the strike, the surveillance network continues searching, because one launcher destroyed does not mean the mission is finished. This is the reality of modern naval warfare. Victory no longer belongs only to the side with the most powerful weapons. It belongs to the side that can detect faster, understand the battlefield sooner, and make better decisions before the enemy has time to react. Information has become as decisive as firepower. So the next time you hear about a missile launcher being destroyed before it ever fired, remember that the strike itself was only the final chapter. The real battle began long before, with satellites, surveillance aircraft, intelligence analysts, and a carrier strike group working together to ensure that the missile never had the chance to leave its launcher. If you enjoyed this documentary, let us know in the comments which part of the hunt surprised you the most. And don't forget to subscribe to Carrier Command for more in-depth documentaries on naval warfare, carrier operations, and the military technologies shaping the future of combat.